morning, everyone. I'm Dave Cheslow. I'm the president of Congregation Torah Ohr, located in Century Village in Boca Raton, Florida. What you see behind me is a rendering of the new building that we're constructing right now as an expansion of our rapidly growing synagogue. The tour that you're going to be participating in will see the interior and the exterior, what's happening, and the idea of it was that many of our members are here all year round, but the majority of our members actually spend the bulk of the year up north or actually in some other countries, and then they come down here for the winter months. So we wanted to be able to share with them what's happening here. After all, they are paying for it. So the idea is to get this tour done, let people see what's happening. And I want to introduce some of the important people that were involved in the process. First one is going to be Josh Sanborn. Josh is past president of the synagogue, and he really is the driving force behind this project. Josh?
Good morning. I've been enjoying this project for a long time. For those of you who are not familiar with Torah Ohr, we originally purchased our facility here in 1998 with only 100 members or so. After a few short years, we outgrew the facility. We discovered that not only was it too small, but it was no longer safe for all of the members who sought to take advantage of our synagogue. So in about 2013, almost 7 years ago, we brought together a group of leaders who looked into the possibility of expanding the building. After many meetings, 3 architectural firms, and a lot of talk, we finally decided on a set of plans that gave us a new facility. We tore down a third of the existing building. We put up approximately 25,000 square feet of new space, this time all on the first floor. So we have a building that can serve us now and for the future, for the hundreds and hundreds of people who come here every year. We're really fortunate that we've had support from so many people, and we have to thank everybody in our community, most especially the leadership of Century Village, the leadership of our sister synagogue next door, Temple Beth Shalom, and the hundreds of people in our own synagogue who've made donations and made it possible that we have reached this tremendous accomplishment. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Josh. Now to give us a little bit of background about the type of construction and what's actually happening here is Peter Marchitello. Peter is the on-site manager of the project, and Peter will give us a little bit of information of what's actually happening behind us. Peter?
Hello, I'm Peter Marchitello. I'm the job site superintendent, and I work for CJM Construction, and we're doing a ground-up building for the new temple. And we started with a old building which we demoed down to the ground, slab and all, and now we're going slab back up. Super excited to see this project finish up and just to see all the smiles on everyone's faces when it's all completed.
Thanks so much, Peter. And now a word from our sponsor, the spiritual leader of the synagogue, Rabbi Benjamin Yasker.
Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to all. Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, our teacher, warns Bnei Yisrael that the day may come when we find ourselves in the Galut, in exile. And when it does happen, he guides the people with the following words: Uvikashtem misham et Hashem Elokecha umatzatem. And you will seek out God from there, and you will find. Ki titashenu b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha. If you will search with all of your heart and all of your soul. The commentators ask a crucial question. That verse starts with the word uvikashtem, which in Hebrew is in the plural. But the phrase ends with the word umatzata, you, in the singular. We don't appreciate that in the English translation because you can be singular or plural, but not in Hebrew. So Hebrew starts with a reference to plural and then moves on to singular. Why is that? Well, I want to offer a personal explanation, but first 2 introductory notes. I don't claim that what I'm going to say is the pshat, the literal meaning, but I think it's at least a very reasonable drash, deeper exploration into a message. And number 2 is I want to also note that the cantillation note on that word umatzata that you shall find is an etnachta, which is a fairly hard stop. So what is Moses telling us? He is saying that there will be times when goals and challenges must be tackled by the group, by the bikashtem, by the plural, by everyone. And you will find success, umatzata. And when you do, this achievement will open up many opportunities for individuals. Opportunities to expand their relationship with God, but it needs to start with that group effort. You are about to gain an insider's glance to a success story, even a little bit earlier than the date Josh spoke about our being on this physical property. Back in the 1980s, a small group of dedicated people coalesced around the mission of establishing first an Orthodox minyan and then eventually turned it into a shul. The group faced many challenges, but all of which they addressed successfully. Now Congregation Torah Ohr is one of the fastest growing synagogues in the United States of America, and one of the most vibrant, creating opportunities for individuals to find fulfillment, purpose, growth, camaraderie, and more. Our shul expansion and renovation can only be accomplished by a strong commitment of the Torah Ohr community. And once complete, the results will benefit people on a very personal and individual level. I find it significant that today we are commemorating Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Commemoration Day. Could there be a harder challenge to face as a people as a result of the genocide launched against our nation during the 20th century? Would the world have been surprised if we recoiled and placed ourselves in a cocoon? But this is not the Jewish response to challenge. We are committed to building, to growing, to improving. I believe much of that commitment has been inspired by the memory of the Kedoshim, of the victims of the Holocaust. May their merit and our effort attract God's blessings. Yeshir kochachem to all who are partners in this special project to enhance the spiritual and personal lives of our Jewish community. Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Josh. And now my partner, Marcia Schrager, the Sisterhood President, and I will be heading inside, and we'll give you, Marcia, we're going to give you a cook's tour.
Okay,
What's happening?
we're ready.
Okay, here we go. We'll cut this.
Hi, I'm Marcia Schrager, co-president of the Sisterhood, along with Henny Weisvogel, who unfortunately isn't here. But we wanted to bring you into the lobby to show you. This is where you will be able to talk to anyone from the office when any of your problems or you have any other things to discuss. Now we're going to go along this lobby. I should say hallway, because Once we get into the main lobby, you will understand what a real lobby is supposed to look like. Now here, if you want to take a little turn around, Fred, so they can see the expanse of the size of this beautiful, beautiful lobby when it's finished. It's very exciting. On the right side, you're going to notice the doors. This will be the entrance to the women's section, and on the left side is the entrance to the men's section of our sanctuary.
This,
David,
by the way, is the existing main sanctuary on this other side of the wall. So that existing main sanctuary is going to be refurbished as well to coordinate with the decor of the new building that we're building. Now we'll walk through the lobby. And by the way, these tall windows you can see behind have been dedicated by many of our members. And on the opposite wall, we'll be having beautiful wall coverings to mimic the same look. So that both sides will look similar.
now, so you understand why sisterhood is being represented in this tour. First of all, I was the one that saw Fred Hadley take a beautiful virtual tour of Uptown Boca. And I decided, why can't we have Fred do a beautiful tour of downtown Torah Ohr? So here he is, and here we are to show you what has been going on in Torah Ohr.
Couldn't have said it better, Martha. Thank you.
From the main lobby, we're going into now another hallway. This hallway is going to house, first of all, the new restrooms, which everybody needs to know where they are because that's the most important thing, other than the Torahs in the shul. So we have a men's restroom and we have a women's restroom. There will be four stalls in the women's restroom, so let's hope that's enough.
And then outside the restroom, there'll be a washing station for Kohanim, also when we're having dinner, so that's outside. And then as we go in now, we're going to go into the education area. We have two new classrooms. Behind us is a smaller one over here. And as we go down this corridor, which we're calling our education area, education portal, we're coming to the large room, which is going to be called the Daf room. Also, it's going to be called the Geller Altar Library. We have a beautiful library of Jewish books. And we even have a provision for a coffee bar, so people will be spending time here. They can have a cup of coffee. This is a good room for meetings. It can hold about 50 people for meetings, so it's going to be getting much use. And then as we go back, off to our right, Marshall will direct us into the kitchens.
Okay, so this is the reason that I am really here. Sisterhood has been working for about 20 years saving for a kitchen that will be a chef's kitchen. We will be able to cook everything in there, and it's a very exciting thing to be able to show you the size of the area.
No lobster.
No lobster, sorry. No, only kosher. So we will be able to bring you into the kitchen to give you an idea. Everybody knows the size of the kitchen that we were working in outside the social hall. So wait till you see this.
As we go through here, to our left is a storage area because our main room will be used for many purposes. So this storage area will be for storing tables or chairs when they're not in use, so that we can get different uses out of the same room.
This is another little storage area for dry storage.
And then as we walk down the corridor, we'll come into the kitchen area.
This is the hallway into the kitchen. Okay, we will be able to, once we're in, I'm going to tell you that almost every wall in the kitchen is going to be taken up with some type of equipment. On this wall will be our freezer that we have from upstairs. We're bringing it down. Over here, come take a look. This whole thing is our dry storage area. Everything that we have in the sisterhood closet upstairs, plates, paper goods, anything else, floral arrangements, everything is going to be able to be stored here. And if we don't have enough room, then we'll take some of the other storage area. Now, I am at one end of this kitchen, and could I ask Fred to slowly back him up, because I want them to have an idea that this kitchen now is going to be over 30 feet long. Walking here, you are seeing the dairy area of the kitchen. We have put up a wall to separate. Our meat side is over here. We will have 2 refrigerators over here. We will have tables on both the meat side and the dairy side. We also will have a gate with a lock, so that when we are using either milk or meat, the other side will be locked off, so there will not be any problems. Over here, I'm going to walk you into our walk-in refrigerator. Yes, indeed, an 8x10 walk-in refrigerator. We are very, very excited about this, because God willing, there will be other people that will decide they want to have affairs here, and will be very happy to rent out the shul and the room. Okay, David.
And of course, back here we have special doorways for caterers to come in with their trucks. There'll be a driveway back here, make it very convenient for them to operate. And if you take a look off behind us, you can sort of make out a little bit of lattice work in the background. That's our sukkah, which, by the way, was also donated by the sisterhood. And we'll be able to serve meals into the sukkah directly out of our catering kitchen back here. So we're really excited about this tremendous development. Now as we walk in, we're going to walk in now to the large room, which will be synagogue / social hall / multi-purpose room. And if you have not seen it yet, you'll be amazed at the size of this room.
So Fred, I'm going to ask you to start down here. This is one end. This is also just for deliveries coming in, when other tables and chairs may have to come in for an extra large thing. The hall will be able to seat 400 people at tables, and about 450 when we take the tables out to daven. So I want, David, what are the dimensions of this hall, so they get an idea of what we're talking about?
So just to give people a little perspective, the existing synagogue where we're using now, the existing what we call our main sanctuary, is about 2,500 square feet. This new room, just this room alone, is 4,000 square feet. So that's more than 1.5 times the size of what we've been using. So it's an enormous difference for us, and we're hoping that we'll outgrow this one too. But it's quite a big difference between what we had before, and the existing one will continue to be used. So we have an opportunity here to really expand our options in this building. And if you take a look, if you just pan upward, Fred, you can see there are low-hanging beams. There's one near us and one towards the other end. Those low-hanging beams are designed to carry the weight of folding doors. So this room was designed to be divided into 3 sections. In the initial phase, we're going to be constructing one folding door at the far end, so it'll be 2/3 and 1/3. But we're set, because each of these doors, as you can see them, there's 3 openings in the wall. Those are emergency exit doors. So when the room is divided into thirds, it meets all the building codes, and it can be used as 3 separate spaces. So the idea is to have it open for maximum use, and then the sisterhood has plans to make kiddushes here, buffet lunches or buffet snack time after services. And by dividing the room into 1/3 and 2/3, we can have the congregation meeting in here, and then the far end can be set up for a buffet afterwards. So it's not going to be disturbing the davening. At the same time, it affords the congregation another opportunity to join together. That's what the whole point is, that we're one community and we want to be able to enjoy our good times and our holidays together. So that's going to be a huge opportunity for us.
So Sisterhood is really hoping to be able to do one Kiddush a month with sponsorship, and being able to bring, whether we have 2 minyanim or we have 1, but to be able to just come together and socialize, which we have not been able to do for over 2 years. So we really look forward to working with everybody, to having everybody come and say, wow, this is really fabulous. It's even better than I could have imagined. And hope that you get a little bit of an idea of what we're doing down here.
So let's just walk down. We'll get you a look at the extent of the room and what's happening in here. And you can see, if you're familiar at all with construction, you can see the phases of construction, what's happening. If you look around, you can see wiring is beginning to be installed in the walls. The water lines for the sprinkler system, water lines and sprinkler system you can see above. Right in front of us we have the ductwork, which is all custom made. It's being designed. It's going to be installed in the coming weeks. On the far wall, that front wall, a unique, one-of-a-kind Ohr Kodesh will be installed over there. This is something this is the only one that, as far as we know in the world, is a custom designed Ohr Kodesh only for our shul. And it's going to blend with the decor. The room is going to be decorated like the most modern, beautiful ballroom, and at the same time it will serve as a fitting and appropriate synagogue space.
Now, to continue walking, we're going to give you an idea of what we're talking about as far as space goes for the Kiddush. At this point, this is the back third of the room, and if you take a look around and just pan this area, you'll be able to see that we will be able to have a lot of people here, whether it's standing. Once we're finished davening, the wall can open up so that we can sit down and talk and socialize, even if tables aren't out there. We hope that everybody is going to take as much pride in the shul as David and Sisterhood has taken in getting this ready. We spent a lot of time going over exactly what we're going to need. We hope everything is there that we want, but if not, or if there's a question anybody has, please feel free to either call David or call myself, because we'll be happy to try and answer it.
So we're about at the end of the tour now. You've seen all the rooms. We're now back in the lobby of the new social hall. And we need to thank everyone who's been involved in the project from the beginning. I want to thank also those people who participated with us. Josh Sanborn, Peter Marchitello, the construction manager, Rabbi Yasker, of course my partner Marcia, and everyone, because there have been so many people. I think that the rabbi referenced hundreds of people, hundreds of our members have come forward voluntarily. This is not a simple project. It's not an inexpensive project. A lot of money has gone into it, and many of our members have come forward. Some people who are no longer members, but want to remember their parents who were involved in the formative years of Congregation Torah Ohr, and they've also participated. So it's been a very gratifying experience for us to work on something like this. There's so many partners, and Marcia, and I can speak of Marcia, that we're really excited to sort of be in the lead at this point, and we want to thank everybody. We want to thank Fred for his expert photography. I know Fred is a big service to the community. He provides a weekly newsletter which is giving a lot of information, and those of us who are subscribers thank Fred, because a lot of what comes out is maybe people didn't want us to know somehow or other, but Fred gets that information out to us, and he gladly volunteered to help us with this project. And so the quality of the video, that's thanks to Fred. Thank you very much, Fred. And thanks to everyone, and we look forward to seeing you all in person.
the Village Century. Please do. This is going to be on Fred's blog. It's also going to be on the shul website. Thank you very much. And we look forward to hoping more people are going to say, wow, I want to be part of this, and donate, donate, donate.
Well said, Marcia. Thank you, Fred.